guy? You're in high school?
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Thanks so much. Yeah, I will. Thanks. Yeah, that'd be great. I'll be happy to come back. Sure. I'll stay in touch. Yeah. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. You haven't been yet. I don't want to take it. Thanks again. Yeah, you too. Take care.
Nice to see you guys here. Not surprised. Apparently, there's something going on Saturday. They were allowed to use the auditorium. I think that's short-sighted.
Yeah.
They have 3 o'clock on Friday, and hoping to get this day after school. They've also invited the rest of them. So I don't know what happens. Nancy and I were like, we were going to the audience. So we're just sitting. So they went to restaurants like I did last night, and then I got to go today because full time for tomorrow at 8:30 a.m. So I guess they're missing the rest of their classes, so they have to get ready for the 3 p.m. show.
Yeah, well,
Great job.
I would be the ones that like right out, right over it.
Together these days. That sounds good. Lord knows us educators are overworked. Jojo, oh, thank you. I'll be happy to give you a call.
Call me once a week. Tell her I was like, this is Sandy calls me. It's like I'm upset about it. Yeah. She's only had one detention this year. It's like fine. He stays there. Like, maybe all over. You got to maybe I hope so.
I'm fine with lunch, and I never thought it'd be short.
Yeah, I hope so. It's not, you know.
Thank you very much.
Every day. All right, see you later.
Congratulations.
Have a great night. Congratulations.
Okay, so welcome back, everybody. And next month we'll have even more. So we definitely have to be in the auditorium. So I know for tonight it was for a play for Clue and to give our students and our staff time to prepare. But next month, get ready. We're going to have all our full sports awards. honorees in recognition, and also Mrs. Utel has a bunch coming out of Stony Brook. So it'll be another good night, good way to close out the calendar year and start some new traditions. So, okay, so first up under my report, air quality testing. We have two different vendors that are looking at. One is that Mrs. Keene is familiar with, another is one I'm familiar with, and you come on out, go through the buildings, give us a cost analysis, so nothing would be done, give us a scope, and we'll bring that to the board and we'll make a decision and move forward at a later date. The Kiel School roof inspection today, that was supposed to take place, that didn't take place. We were in contact with the contractor, we're just waiting to confirm the date and time, and move that forward to, obviously, I'll appeal the first one to come. And that's not to do any work, just to take a look and get an idea of where we are since the roof was implemented last week. And I'm hopeful that it's not a complete terrible like that. I just want to be sure that we're relocating an entire school. So, Kinnelon Police Department substation on the, skipped up a pretty close, I'll go back to it. KPD substation, I'd like to thank Chief Napolitano. He had a great idea, and Mrs. Utel supported that. So a motion is on our public agenda tonight because Stony Brook School is really on the other side of town. And as I found, what day was that, Mrs. Utel? 2 days ago? 2 days ago, as I was trying to go from the board office to Stony Brook, I got stuck behind somebody who was driving very slow. Reminds me of being back at home in Warren County. It took me, I clocked it 9 minutes and change. That's entirely too long to go from one side to the next. And so when Chief Napolitano and myself were speaking, we had asked if we would be open to providing some space as a substation to allow PD when they're on that side of town to enter our building, and it's their space, but of course they're our community. And policing and talking to our staff, they're not like our regular class 3, but they're regular PD. So you'll see that resolution. I'm happy to start that here. That was a great idea by Chief. Thank you, Mrs. Utel, for finding some space for that. Curriculum focus group recap. Hopefully this is now the start going forward. We can start to push things forward. That was a great meeting we had Tuesday night. You saw a team start to come together. You're seeing things with your own eyes of how we're kind of pivoting and moving in a direction where more is good and information is positive and that team aspect. So that's up on our website. It's placed the next day, and the next meeting is on February 2nd. Community Veterans Day recognition. I want to thank Mayor Frieda. He had a great show, and our councilmen and council members. That was really something special for the community. I remember my daughter went last year. I couldn't attend, but I did go this year, and have the Blackhawk come down and to see our veterans. My father and my grandfather are both veterans as well. Very positive. I'm hoping I did share with the mayor that maybe next year we can interact a little more, bring a school into it somehow, some way. I even offered my father, because he has stories, among stories about my grandfather in World War II and himself in Western Bavaria, so on the Russian border back in the 60s and the Cold War. So you never know. We'll see where we are. But it was a very positive event. And we have dates to remember. Mrs. Alawale, who is presenting shortly, we had to switch and flip her principal forum because there was a conflict on December 12th because I know we were loaded with holiday concerts and gatherings, so hers is January 5th. So those dates are there for public viewing and alerts will be placed. And I'd like to, before we call Mrs. Alawale up for her presentation, Mr. Manya, I'd like to just introduce, she's on the agenda, my recommendation, new mathematics supervisor, Mrs. Trombetta, and Mr. Trombetta. Mrs. Trombetta, you have anything you'd like to share with the board?
I just want to say good evening. I wanted to just take a couple minutes to introduce myself, but first I want to say thank you. I'm deeply honored and incredibly excited to be here. As a new math supervisor, math is something that I'm super passionate about. I know that's not something you hear every day. Bored, but I love math and I'm super excited about it, and I love sharing that with others. This is my 14th year in education. I started out as a high school math teacher. I did my master's in elementary math education and did some research in special education to kind of get like a more well-rounded, background in math. And then I realized as a teacher, working with ed tech and working with professional development that I just loved working with teachers and that I could have a greater impact on student achievement in an administrative role. So I went on to become a supervisor, and I've done that for the past 8 years. And in that role, I really just enjoy working, helping teachers improve their craft, increasing opportunities in STEM, and bringing in new curriculum programs. And through my interview process, I had the opportunity to learn more about your wonderful district. I met this amazing team. Their energy is contagious, and I'm just so excited to partner with them, with the parents, and with the students, and the entire community to help our students achieve excellence. Thank you.
Now at this point, I'm going to call Mr. Lyman to come up with a brief presentation for us, and then that will conclude my section of the report, Mr. President.
Thank you so much, and I just really want to start with a deep, heartfelt appreciation for this opportunity tonight to really be able to showcase our students. I know Mr. Monaghan feels the same way, so thank you, Mr. Mango, for this opportunity, and our Board of Education. We, again, can't tell you how grateful we are, because we know in our schools, our staff, our students, our families, they just do amazing things. We come together every single day, and again, to really very positively impact student achievement through great events such as our Thanksgiving feast. So we're going to jump on in. We held it in Kiel yesterday, and it was just fabulous to have our middle school students come down and work with what I call our littles, our K-2 students. So we're going to take them a little ride. So PRM Social Outreach Club, Mr. Mongan, if you want to jump in and tell us a little bit about what they do.
Right, and Social Outreach Club, perfectly well titled. So this is a group of our 8th grade students that do social outreach, things within the community, things that are charitable initiatives, things of that nature. They're very much about giving and giving back. And in this specific instance, the opportunity to work with younger students, to serve as role models, even just to go and catch that infectious enthusiasm and energy and just the joy of working with the little kids. I mean, our students absolutely love every opportunity for it. So we are so grateful to the Kiel staff for being so welcoming to us.
Absolutely, and honestly, it was just such a pleasure to walk around and see the amazing conversations and interactions just taking place. And I had the opportunity too to work with the middle school students and say, look at your impact. This is something that's going to live with our students in Kiel forever. When they look back on November 16th, they're going to think about the Thanksgiving feast that they had with their middle school students. So it was really fun and really great to see it happen and be a part of it. So here's our PRM Social Outreach Club this year, and how timely with the pillars right there in the background. So it connects very nicely this evening. So we've got that going, that picture there. And then we have our awesome advisors who I just have to tell you, I don't work with them every day, right? I see them a couple times a year because they are in our middle school, but they are just fabulous. Dr. Carolyn Medler as well as Karen Jetso, from start to finish, they planned, mapped out every single detail, and just did a phenomenal job of preparing students so that when they showed up in our building, the kids just went. And it was just, again, they gave them room numbers and they were off and running. And really, we were just facilitators in that process. So it was really beautiful to see and talk about leadership. That's what we saw with our middle school students. It was a great example for our little ones.
And our advisors enjoyed it just as much as the students did, without a doubt.
It was fun. It was really fun. Awesome. So, just to give you a little bit of an overview of this program in particular, so they will come back again for Read Across America in the spring. But essentially, the Thanksgiving feast is just what it sounds like. It takes place during our lunch period, specifically lunch and recess. And the middle school students plan a plethora of activities that our students get to participate in. But honestly, some of the most meaningful are these conversations right here at the lunch table that take place where our 8th graders just jump right in and engage our students. And it was just so sweet to watch how it was just this slow progression, but it was like, oh, what are you doing after school today? And it just transformed and evolved and was such an organic experience. So it was awesome. And I did put together a reel of highlights for you so that you can kind of feel the enthusiasm and just really get to see a glimpse of what the day was. So here's a highlight.